welcome to Duly Nerded eSports. I'm Chris.
What's up? I'm Nate. And this week, we are going to be continuing our coverage of the LCS playoffs.
Yes, indeed.
Before we begin, I'll go ahead and bow down to the winner of last week.
4 for 4.
I only got 2 for 4. And those were the games that we agreed on. So last week, just as kind of a recap, we had 4 games. I don't know if you guys got a chance to tune in. But in NA, we had C9 versus Team Envy.
Yes.
We both chose C9 to win that one.
We did. And Cloud9, there was one rough game for them, but then they came up and showed up why Cloud9 is the best of 5 king. They just absolutely showed up and destroyed Team Envy.
Yep. And then we had, on Sunday, we had CLG versus Team Liquid.
Yes.
And I was so sure that Team Liquid was going to take this, and I was so wrong. So Chris chose CLG due to their veteran leadership, and Chris was correct.
Yeah, and I think that very much showed up. Liquid seemed to be very all over the place during that series. They couldn't really put together a full game, and I think that's what came back to get them. CLG, even if they fell behind in one of the lanes, they were able to bring it back and come back in the team fights and use that macro play to win it. So
yeah, they did good. Props to them, for sure. And then in EU, we had 2 games. So we had Giants versus Unicorns of Love.
Yes.
And I was touting how Knight and Sonstar had the momentum going and that they were going to carry this game, and I was wrong again.
And this one was the one I was most worried about. Because Giants does have a good team. And I think, this was they're getting into playoffs and really getting in focus. I think when we see them come around spring split, that we'll see a whole new team that will do even better than they did this split, for sure.
We'll see. Yeah, We'll see. Hopefully things look up for them.
Yeah.
I like Unicorns. They're good.
Definitely.
And then the last game was the game that we were most excited about, which was H2K Fnatic.
Yes.
We both picked H2K to win that 3-2. We did not expect
the sweep.
That dominating of a performance.
Well, it was funny because they had to cancel the game on Sunday due to audio issues that Riot was having. So they moved it to Tuesday. So we were both kind of like, oh, man, we're going to wait and see. And, I was a little worried that it might throw H2K off. I always get concerned when they're put in facing adversity. I get concerned with H2K. Man, did they prove me wrong. They did a fantastic job.
I will say, we did call it that this is going to come down to Jankos Spirit, whichever jungler plays better, right? And Jankos took control of that series. I mean, the dude was a monster.
Oh, I mean, diving in on a Nidalee with 10 HP and killing her? Are you kidding me? It was amazing. So
that kind of leads us into this week.
Yes.
We can start talking about this week's games and what we have to look forward to. So we'll just kind of pick up with H2K, if that's all right.
Yeah, let's start there.
That's where we left off last week. So this week we have a very exciting game, I think. We have H2K versus Splice. Splice is ranked number 2, second ranked team in EU right now, and had an awesome split that really turned it around. What do you think this game is going to look like?
So I actually think this game again comes down to the jungle. I think it's Trashy and Jankos.
Okay.
We're going to see who's going to have the most impact, and if Jankos does what he did this week, I think H2K takes this. I think the bot lane will be a close matchup. Top lane, again, I think will be interesting. Mid lane, I'm not sure how I feel either way. I think Ryu's one of the weaker mid laners in Europe, so I do think that Splice could possibly take advantage of that. But other than that, I think it comes down to the jungle again. Honestly,
I think pretty much every H2K game, I think we're going to say is probably going to come down to the jungle because Jankos is such a dominant player.
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
think. Whether his stats show it or not, I mean, if you watch these games, like the team's success revolves around their jungle play. So I think I agree with you. Going to come down to jungle. I think Jankos is the better jungler.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of momentum, as you know from last week. It didn't work out for me last week, but I think this week I'm going to go with H2K, even though they're probably not the favorites, just because of how well Splice has been playing.
Yeah.
I think with Forgiven coming back, I think the team is just synergizing and looking 180 from what they did earlier. So I'm going to say H2K as well.
Yeah.
3-1.
Yeah, I would take H2K 3-1. And Forgiven finally winning his first best of 5.
Yeah, good job.
I wanted to shout out to that as well. Then we have the second game in Europe that'll be coming around on Sunday. And that's going to be G2 versus Unicorns. I'm pretty confident in saying G2 is going to sweep this game 3-0.
Yeah, I think so. I think I think G2 is just looking phenomenal. It's tough because G2 is not a team that I say really there's one player that stands out above all the rest. I mean, if there was, I would say it was probably Trick.
Yeah.
But I think all of the players are playing really well.
Yeah,
so
and G2
you've got the best bot lane in EU.
Yeah.
You've got Trick, who I think is the best jungler in EU. Perks can hold his own. Perks is great. Expect is playing well. So I think G2, I agree with you, sweeps.
Yeah,
3-0.
G2 is just like it's hard to say who's the best player when they're all playing at the top of their game, and they're just a well-oiled machine. So I think
as far as team synergy goes, I think G2's the one to look out for.
Definitely. So I'm going to let you go ahead and take us into NA.
Yeah. So NA, couple really exciting games.
Yes.
Coming up. I think these are going to be the ones to watch. So
Agreed.
First, we're going to look at Immortals and Cloud9. So Immortals are, if you know anything about LCS, Immortals are a great team.
Yes.
Since they came in last split, they were looking really, really great. This split, again, doing really well, only losing to TSM, who's ranked number 1 right now. And they're playing against C9, who we both agree is a great best-of-5 team.
Yes, very much so.
So this is a tough one to call because I honestly can see this one going either way. I'm going to pick Immortals, but I'm going to say probably 3-2. I think it goes all 5 because this is on paper. I think a lot of people would say Immortals are so much better than C9.
Yeah,
but I think C9 playoffs, best of 5s. When it comes to strategizing around that, I think C9 is really strong. So I think they'll take 2 off of.
Yeah, and so when I look at this game, again, as you said, Mortals only dropped games to TSM during the season. They did take Cloud9 down in 2 best-of-3s. So that's really where I'm coming from. I love Cloud9. I think they're a great team. I don't know if they can overcome... Obviously. I don't know if they can overcome Immortals, though. Immortals is so strong. The Huni Reign-over combo is terrifying. I love to see... I mean, Adrian does a great job maintaining vision, keeping the team together. I don't think I see Cloud9 taking this. I'm going to say Immortals in 3-2, as much as it pains me to say.
Yeah, I know. Immortals is so consistent. I mean, you don't really have... Again, it's kind of the same thing with that I said about G2. There's not any particular player that you would say maybe is not playing at the same level as the rest of the team.
Yeah.
There's not one player that's playing so much better than the rest of the team. Again, if there was, it'd probably be their jungle, it'd be Reign-over.
Yeah.
But everyone, like Wild Turtle's not going to feed. He may not carry hard. He might go even. He'll go even or he'll carry.
Yeah.
Belter, he'll go even or he'll carry. Like the team as a whole is.
Well, and Immortals has this way of, even if they're down in kills and it seems like the other team has more pressure, they'll be even in gold. And then all of a sudden, there's this one big play that they just set up perfectly. It just completely trades the momentum and they go in and dominate the rest of the game.
Either way, it's going to be a really exciting series. Either way, I mean, I could see it going both ways.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Immortals, but both of these teams are really good at their objective focus. And so I think it's going to be fun to watch these team fighting over dragons and barons.
Definitely.
And making smart team plays. And it'll just be fun to watch.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely keep an eye on that. And then to our grudge match of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so TSM and CLG. Age-old rivalry.
Old history.
Right. I'd love watching these TSM CLG games because, as you know, double lift coming from CLG to their arch enemy TSM.
Yes.
These games they're always heated. They're always fun to watch, regardless of what the players say in interviews or how they act on stage. These games mean a lot to these guys. CLG wants to prove that they can win without TSM. CLG and Afremu especially and Stixay want to prove that and back up what they said earlier last split when Afremu said Stixay's as good, if not better, than double lift. So they want to continue to be able to back that up. I don't see that happening.
No. I do like CLG. I think Stixay's done a great job stepping in. I don't think in any way he's better than double lift. I think double lift has shown us that this split especially.
I mean, we both agree that we think that double lift's probably the MVP of the split.
Definitely.
So, while I think Stixay's really great, I think double lift and Pyofrost is just a better pot lane.
And Biofrost is just, we both think that Biofrost is going to be the announcement for the rookie of this split, which there's no way he can't be for NA.
Him or Inori, I could see Inori, but if Inori got it, I wouldn't be upset. but I would guess it would be Biofrost.
Yeah. So looking at potentially the best bot lane in all of North America facing off. Plus, I mean, we have Svenskeren in the jungle who has shown that he can play Hecarim really well. Hecarim being a strong pick right now. You got to look at the top lane, obviously, with Hansler, who's been really strong since he's come over to TSM as well.
And you got Bjergsen.
Bjergsen.
He's one of the top in the world, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not just NA. I mean, the dudes, you go look at anybody, any statistical professional or any person that revolves around the esports world, and they're going to say Bjergsen is, some say top 5 in the world.
Yeah.
But he's a top 10, no question.
Yeah.
He's probably, best NA, I would say. So
definitely.
What do you think? What do you think the outcome of this game is going to be?
I think CLG, I think this is more important to Doublelift than it is to Afromu. And I think Doublelift is going to step up, and I think TSM sweeps CLG 3-0.
Sweeps, okay. I think TSM is going to win. I can see the sweep. I'm going to say probably 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1 TSM, and I think that means that we agree on all games.
We do.
Which means you are not going to beat me this week.
Now it comes down to what we think the record's going to be.
We don't worry about that.
No, not at all.
We don't worry about that.
Yeah, so we agree on everything. I think for the most part, most of the critics out there, other than maybe H2K and Splicing, most people are going to kind of agree with what our picks are. I think so. I think a lot of them are set up, but it's going to be exciting nonetheless. I think that out of all the games, the only one that's going to be a blow-up is G2 Unicorns. I don't see that being close at all.
Yeah,
but all the other 3 games have potential to go either way. They're going to be very close, and they're all teams that have been really strong this split.
And if we're right about all of these games, think about what the next round's going to look like. I mean, it's going to be TSM Immortals, and that's going to be G2 H2K.
We could have a lot of fun.
The new H2K.
Yes, the new H2K.
New H2K, G2, and TSM Immortals. Like, that's going to be an insane, and I hope that's what happens. I think that's what's going to happen. So, again, same as last week, if you have any thoughts about the matches, you think anything different, let us know.
Definitely.
Yeah. Reach out if there's anything else you want us to talk about in regards to playoffs or league esports in general, because we're happy to do it.
Feel free to hit us up on Twitter or Facebook at Duly Nerded. We'll be sure to get back to you there. Also, again, on our YouTube channel, which is where you're probably viewing this, but send us a subscribe if you really enjoy what we're doing. Otherwise, hit us up on our website, www.duly-nerded.com, and feel free to leave any input there as well. So,
yeah. Thanks for joining us for episode 2. We look forward to watching this week's games and coming back for episode 3.
Awesome. Thanks, Guy.
Thanks.
Enjoy.